Enter the only one that can do the math on Terminal World's devastating future for this week. Make sure you guys smash the link crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more on us, as we are waiting for Terminal World to kind of, impact Japan here throughout the weekend, and we get to see, how that's doing. It appears that Mathematician has been gaining, well, a little bit of traction on our side of the market right now, especially for the QCR. Now, the reason for this, he serves a couple of purposes. One, he, on normal, sends a level 4 or lower, and then when he's destroyed by battle and sends the graveyard, you get to draw a card. The primary thing that we care about here are it sends one, and it counts as an Earth. It also technically counts as a spellcaster, which, the tools are there in order to get some interesting little things going. But yes, we are looking at, honestly, once this one cheap one from Troll's gone, you do go up to about the $8 to $9 mark, and I think you are going to be seeing, fairly recently, a couple of these have been going over the last couple of days. So this is my heads up to you going, hey, should all players are looking at this card, whether or not I believe that this is good or not, we are seeing some little traction towards it. Dark Lords. So how much do we actually need to get if you're looking back on, getting some of the Dark Lord stuff? Well, obviously, you need the Judge Field Center, right? $65? No, thank you. Original copies of Ixchels, $10. Honestly, that's not too bad if you wanted, and trust me, I do think the Seekers look nice. How does the Korean version look? Ew, it's super. Never mind. Don't really care about that. Dark Lord Zerados. Love all the heavy plays, but market a little bit cheaper. Thank you, Vanguard. It looks like your Condemned Dark Lords still coming in about $9 to $10. That's actually not terrible, all things considered, for how much we've been tracking that. Reprint Ixchels from the Battles of Relentless Revenge. These are still coming in about $8. So, that's not too terrible, I do say. All right. Ukelbox. This card's an entire other paradox. So you can get Italians down here for, what, 9s? It's also some up here for 5s. So, I think I'd go with the 5s. Dear Nasty's coming in about 8s. Morningstar still kind of low on them listings here for 34s. He hasn't really officially recovered all that much. The first Dark Lord also 31 listings for the super rare. This might actually be a problem. When a super rare is kind of starting to gain some traction, there's something worth looking at on that front. So I do think we've got some other little takeaways. Most of the rest of the Dark Lord stuff, luckily Ixchel did get the reprint. You're not being held down by, $10 secret rares. You do have the rare. I know somebody's going to be like, well, I don't want to play rares. I'm sorry. Nasty also got the 25-cent reprint. Dark Lord Morningstar also got the reprint. I think most of this is, just looking through the rest of this Dark Lord cards, most of this is pennies on the dollar. The only one that I think you need to worry about is, like I said, the first Dark Lord here, which has traction. Well, I don't think this stupid thing got a reprint. I assume it'll probably get like an OTS print around the time that Burst drops. It would make the most sense for them to do that. Legendary Kaiba the Legend. This card has been an abnormality to watch. Not for the obvious reasons for being a Kaiba card, but what we have fallen dramatically here. Just at the $13 mark, you suddenly have this drop off down to $8.50, $6.50. And you just actually had sales at $20 and at $13. So the fact that we are seeing these cheap populated numbers is either telling me that somebody messed up or somebody wants an absolutely disgusting fire sale. I cannot imagine that these are going to stick around for too long. This is one of those situations on the market where, somebody undercuts, but because they're undercutting and their item hasn't sold yet, now you undercut. Now somebody else sees the undercutting, which it's opportunities like this where you can get in on some pretty good deals, honestly. So not too bad. Borrowload Furious Dragon. God, man. this card has been a ride to watch. You guys remember just a couple weeks ago, we saw this card. You guys remember when this card topped out at like $12, right? And then all of a sudden, you know, time has gone by and oh shit, the card has dropped back off of a cliff. It's a very good card. I gotta clarify that. But what you're seeing here is just, we're in the meta cooldown phase. Cards are really, really dropping right now at honestly a pretty good rate. So I'm kind of all about this, honestly. The cheaper that cards get in this freezing period, I think the better off we're going to be. We also have, did you know that if you were to want to pick up or relive some of the glory days with Duelist Rev, a near mint first edition copy of Solemn Warning is going to kneecap you at one of the stupidest price points of $147. I do not recommend spending $147 on this card, but if you were wanting to pick one of these up, that's what you're going to be looking at right now. Submarineroid, First Ed. You know, honestly, I think this is one of the cheapest ultimate, like, nice looking cards that there is on the market right now. Like $20. I mean, I'm not gonna cry too much over that. That's actually not terrible. Legendary Collection Yugi's World First Editions. So if you want to know a product that I think Konami is going to reprint next year, as I squeak around in my chair, because those are the nuts and bolts in my head, I think this will be a product that you will probably see in the next coming years. Probably see a reprint. Because, lo and behold, you, according to our data, our last market price was $425. Now, when you dig into the set itself, unlimbs of this sold for $293. $285, $300. Yeah, those were your unlimbs for this. Now, in terms of single packs, they want $100 a pack for this. No, thank you. These Dark Magician Girls are $40. We've seen the Ruin Force in here. It's $28. The DMOC, $17. The Raigeki, market price $20. The Grace for Charity, market price a little bit more expensive. Pot of Greeds, $12, $13. Dark Paladins at $17. Honestly, from this era, there's a lot more like damage stuff back here in these sets. I thought the Exodia pieces, market price $16. Chaos Sorcerer, $14. Exodia had $14. The Brain Control from this set also had $14. Black Luster Soldier, $7 for Unlim. Black Luster Soldier, $12. Sangan, $30. I mean, at least there's quantities of these cards on the market. I think that was the thing that I wanted to see most. Reckless Greeds are like $10. Skull Servants from this set are $8. What the fuck? Alright. Cosmo Queens are $9. These off of the wall sets are very much worth looking into. The Queen's Knight from this set also has some value. Winged Dragon Guardian of the Fortress, $5. King's Knight is also worth like $5 from this set. Same thing with Gazelle, Recruiter, and things like that. I do think, and I probably will come back and revisit this set later, because there's a lot more to this than you actually really think that there is. But it is interesting just to kind of see, you know, why I think Konami is going to reprint Legendary Collection Yugi in the upcoming years. Like, it's going to make sense. Speaking of here, this is actually kind of cool. There was an authentic Pot of Greed signed by Dan Green. So a lot of you guys kind of asked me, you know, like, how much do some of these signed cards go for? Well, authenticated trading card game here. PSA. I believe that this is, yeah, PSA certified. I mean, it doesn't have a grade, but it is authenticated. $110. Not too bad if you're a collector on the secondary market. Also, Sleeve Chief. Really, really cool big sale starting Sunday here for Black Friday. They are going to have this awesome One Piece deck box available if you are a collector of wanting to see some of these products. Discount code MCO40 will save you on your purchase. Also, they have the Darkest Elder Mars sleeves as well. So I will leave a link down below so you guys can check them out. You guys have a good rest of your day, all right? patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.